Amid ongoing parliamentary audit, the Agricultural Committee passed a revision to Grain Management Act as part of efforts to stabilize rice prices. The main opposition bloc, which has majority pushed for it despite the ruling People Power Party's strong resistance. Bo-kyoung has the details.
The main opposition Democratic Party of Korea eventually pushed through a revision to the Grain Management Act, passing it on Wednesday in a full meeting of the Agriculture, Food, Rural Affairs, Oceans and Fisheries Subcommittee. Rice prices have been showing a sharp decrease due to overproduction. According to the Korea Rural Economic Institute, a 20-kilogram sack of rice stayed at around 40,700 Korean won last month, which is around $28. This is almost 25% decrease on year, which is the biggest dip since 1977. To tackle the problem, the DP proposed a revision to the Grain Management Act, making it mandatory for the government to purchase excess rice from farmers when their output exceeds 3% of their expected production or when the price falls more than 5% compared to the average. The ruling People Power Party and the opposition Democratic Party had long been engaged in a game of tug-of-war on the matter, with the PPP opposing the revision, saying it will eventually worsen chronic overproduction.
This is actually an act of oversupplying rice. It hinders the market system and is a financial burden for the government. It causes a vicious cycle of hindering investment in future agricultural technology, as the government needs to spend money on the excess rice and it will lose its value.
According to the PPP lawmakers, farmers are using 72 out of 82 hectares of their land to grow rice, as it is easier to cultivate compared to other crops. If the law is passed, there are concerns that with the government buying the excess, farmers could become tempted to cultivate more, leading to chronic overproduction. Yet the main opposition DP fiercely disagreed. They argued that the act would enable the government to adjust rice production levels and that the bill will strengthen the country's food security.
If the bill forces the government to buy to isolate the overproduced rice, it would actually take part in controlling the production. This revision is to strengthen food security, protect farmers' rights, and bring rice prices back to normal.
The revised bill needs to pass a final review by the Legislation and Judiciary Committee ahead of a vote at the National Assembly's plenary session. The conflict between the two parties is widely expected to continue throughout the entire process. Bo-kyoung, Arirang News.